Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Muy buenos días, Aurora. Estás escuchando el primer podcast diario bilingüe de noticias de la segunda ciudad más grande de Illinois. Información, entrevistas y noticias dirigidas a la comunidad hispana de Aurora. Síguenos todos los miércoles de 8 a 9 de la mañana y sé parte de Buenos Días, Aurora. Agradecemos especialmente a todos aquellos que nos escuchan a través de Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube y a todos los que nos siguen en otras redes sociales como Instagram y Twitter. Y bueno, el día de hoy, aparte de compartir con ustedes noticias frescas, bueno, estaremos hablando de cómo registrar un negocio aquí en Illinois y otras cosas importantes que requiere el abrir un negocio. Y nos acompaña el día de hoy una contadora amiga y experta en el tema, Elizabeth Márquez. Buenos días, Elizabeth. Gracias por estar aquí.
Buenos días, gracias.
Very nice, very nice. Awesome. Good morning to everybody. This is Buenos Dias, Aurora. As you know, on Wednesdays, we give you the news in Spanish. So we have a lot to talk about today, and not only that, we have some health information mixed up in there as well. And as Noelia mentioned, we have Elizabeth Márquez of Marquez Tax Services, an accountant for 25 years. Mm-hmm. So glad to have you today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Where's Marquez located?
We have two locations. Our main location is at 320 North Lake Street, and not far from here. And our second location is at 609 East New York Street.
609 East New York Street.
Yeah.
What's that next to?
Actually, El Paso Grande. We're almost right in front of El Paso Grande.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. How about that?
By Union Street. Once you locate New York and Union, you'll know where we're at.
Okay. All right. Can't miss it then. Very cool. All right. So thanks for joining us today. So first things first, what I'd like to know is what's the beginning history of Marquez? Like, how did it start? What's the day before Marquez?
Wow. I worked for a really long time for a firm that was actually run by a gentleman whose name was Pedro Villalón.
Okay.
Yeah. ¿Lo contesto en español?
Como tú quieras.
Okay.
Ya está bien.
Feel free, yes.
Pedro Villalón se llamaba el señor con el que trabajé muchos años. Trabajé con él aproximadamente tal vez unos 10 años, si no me equivoco. Y él falleció, partió con el Señor, y ya después de que él falleció fue que yo empecé mi propio negocio. Y aproximadamente yo empecé ahí en la Lake Street, en 320 Norte de la Lake, hace 18 años que yo empecé con mi propia empresa.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Bueno, de hecho, muchos de nuestros seguidores en el SBDC, en el Small Business Development Center, están familiarizados con Elizabeth también, porque ella nos apoya en los talleres de cómo comenzar tu negocio en Illinois. Así es de que mucha de la comunidad ya está familiarizada con ella. Y pues sí, es 25 años. You know? Yeah. Negocios y personas que han ido a hacer taxas contigo, ¿verdad? Por toda esta trayectoria. Realmente, mucha gente la conoce,
All right. And you're born and raised in Aurora?
No, I was actually born and raised in Maywood. I was born in Maywood, and I was raised in that area, Maywood, Marrow's Park, Stone Park area. And I moved out here to Aurora about 25 years ago.
Oh, okay. Wow. So the entire time of living here,
I've been working.
That's interesting.
As an accountant.
How convenient, right?
Yeah. Aurora's been good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what is the most interesting thing about being an accountant?
I think it comes with a good opportunity to be able to help in a lot of areas. People seek for a lot of information, and our office, we're able to give it because we've been there for so long. We have a lot of resources. I have a lot of information that we can give the community. And I think a lot of people, it's a starting point for a lot of different things. You know, sometimes people come in vienen buscando un contador o vienen buscando un notario porque tenemos servicios de notario y hay veces que no les podemos ayudar en ciertas cosas, pero los podemos referir a donde tienen que ir para poder solucionar su problema, si es que ocupan o lo que necesiten.
Claro, y sobre todo porque la comunidad de Aurora pues es bastante la comunidad hispana que requiere mucho de esa información y información a veces que para ustedes los contadores es muy básica, sencilla, es para la comunidad a veces es muy complicada, ¿no? Y es muy bueno tener recursos bilingües aquí en el área, ¿no? Pero thank you.
Interesting. That beep that you may hear, for those of you listening, I'll let you decide what that beep is. Maybe that'll be a trivia question for you. What is the beep? You might win something. All right. So the time is now 8:06. So before we get back to talking about accounting and everything, can you let us know in Spanish, what's the biggest impact that COVID has had on operations and your life?
On operations as far as my business or in general?
We'll start with operations and then your life.
I think in general, COVID has been just disastrous, I think, for everyone. But as in my field, I see it from the business perspective, and I've seen how it has hurt a lot of businesses, how many businesses have had to shut down. He mirado el impacto en muchas áreas, principalmente en los negocios. Los restaurantes han sufrido mucho a causa de COVID.
Las estéticas.
Sí, las estéticas. O sea, todo el tipo de negocio que da servicio. Esto ha sido un problema para ellos, poder mantenerse abiertos. Los que sí se han podido mantener abiertos, wow, ¿no? Esto porque ha sido muy difícil.
Los lugares de eventos también, que ahora es un boom, ¿no? COVID afectó demasiado, pero ahora es un boom. Bueno, perdón, continúa con tu receta.
Now you and SBDC work closely together, correct? Talk about that. How does that work for people?
Pues sí, bueno, nosotros lo que hacemos en el SBDC es orientar a las personas que quieren iniciar un negocio de manera general, y una de las cosas claves es lo que Elizabeth cubre, que es las entities, las entidades, y diferenciar por qué te conviene ser un sole proprietor, un propietario individual, o las opciones entre corporación, S corporation o C corporation. Entonces yo tengo nociones generales, pero siempre que ella me acompaña es obviamente algo más enriquecedor, porque el conocimiento de contador lo tienes tú, ¿verdad? Y eso es genial. A mí me encanta que expertos participen conmigo en los talleres, porque así podemos ofrecerle mucho mejor servicio a las personas y un mejor conocimiento y entendimiento de lo que quieren hacer, ¿cierto?
Sí.
Very good. Very cool. So for those of you listening and just tuning in, good morning to Anna's Custom Treats and Karina Suarez Darden. Hello there. Buenos dias, Elizabeth from Karina.
Yes.
And miércoles a todos. Thank you, Tracy Duran. Hello there. And Presidential Roadside Services, Elizabeth, eres la mejor.
Gracias.
All right. Holla.
Thank you.
All right. So good morning to everybody. If you are just tuning in, we have Elizabeth Márquez of Marquez Tax Services, and we have some news. So what should we start off with? What's the first thing we should do? Should we talk about jobs or walking?
Should we talk about the Girls Education Conference that is tomorrow?
Girls Education Conference. I like that. Let's do that. Kick it off, and then I will...
Mañana, jueves 24 de junio, se llevará a cabo la conferencia de educación de niñas de la YWCA de 8:30 a 10 de la mañana. El tema será evolución de las experiencias de aprendizaje en un mundo de COVID. Será un evento en línea y se sugiere una donación de $25. La YWCA tiene una misión muy simple, que es eliminar el racismo y empoderar a las mujeres. Este evento es coorganizado por la ACFE Group, y para ver la agenda completa y registrarse, haga clic en el enlace que vamos a compartir en la página de Facebook.
That is right. So, tomorrow, the YWCA Girls Education Conference, taking place from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Excuse me. It will be an online event. It's co-hosted by the ACFE Group. The theme will be Evolving Learning Experiences in a COVID World. There's a helpful and suggested donation of $25. The YWCA has a simple mission: eliminating racism and empowering women. There is a full agenda and a link to register, which we posted before for you guys. We'll make sure that you get that today as well. Shouts out to the YWCA. They do a lot of good work, big amount of good work. So shouts out. All right. So let's, you know what, we're gonna do the Alive Center next, but real quick, shouts out to the Alive Center in Naperville and Aurora too. Gabriel Bradford, what is up, young man? He is young kids being up at this early in the morning is a good thing, so shouts out to Gabriel Bradford. He's a really good guy. All right, so talking about Aurora, and with you, Elizabeth, what are some of the things that you like to do now that the world is opening up? What are you, on a personal level, excited for?
I'm a real homebody, so COVID, in all honesty, I think was kind of a blessing in disguise for us. As far as our family, we're able to spend a lot more time together, and I like to do a lot of things at home. I think one of the biggest things was I love to garden, and I think during COVID it made it a little difficult to go out and purchase stuff. I'm excited about that, and gosh, I really don't do too much, to be honest with you.
Well, it's good being a homebody is a good thing.
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy my time at home, just because our work is so demanding. Just being an accounting office, the bulk of my work is taxation, so I do a lot of tax accounting. So I do a lot of income tax returns, which means January through April I'm extremely busy. Yeah. So when I am able to be at home, it's a treat for me.
That's good. Yes. That's good.
A las 11 de la noche, I'm still working.
Sí. Hay veces que sí. Tratamos de evitar eso simplemente para nuestro propio estado físico y emocional, ¿verdad? Pero sí llega a pasar.
Sí, exacto.
Now, was it difficult, and what resources did you use when starting a business?
I think I had an upper hand just working with somebody who was very knowledgeable at first. I learned a lot from him. Y para mí ya haber trabajado en esta clase de trabajo, cuando emprendí mi negocio, no se me fue muy difícil porque ya tenía una base de clientes que ya me estaban siguiendo. O sea, desde un principio iban conmigo a una oficina. Cuando me mudé, me siguieron a otra oficina. Entonces ya la base de clientela ya la tenía, era simplemente crecer esa clientela. Una de las cosas que me ayudó a mí bastante es la bendición de saber español e inglés. Yeah, sí, y realmente si yo no supiera los dos idiomas, no creo que hubiéramos crecido de la manera que hemos crecido.
No, indudablemente. Invitamos a toda la comunidad que nos escucha que por ahí tenga hijos, right? Hijos que no hablen español, por favor, háblenle español a sus hijos. Hemos platicado antes. Remember, Curtis, we've been talking before about the importance of speak English and Spanish at home.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah, so, that familiarity.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was mentioning to Noelia that I think one of the reasons that we were able to be successful and to be able to grow at our office is because we're bilingual. It's because we know Spanish and English. I think I'd be limited if I knew just one language. As far as to the client base I can serve.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, so I got more Aurora questions for you. But here's the thing. The time is now 8:14 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily, or hit the DJ joint. You are listening to and watching Buenos Dias Aurora. It is Wednesday. Wednesdays is Buenos Dias Aurora, everybody.
Yeah.
Updates and texts as well. Text I am alive, all lowercase, all together, to 833-308-0860. That number again is 833-308-0860 to start receiving texts. And shouts out to our dear friends of the Alive Teen Center, Naperville and Aurora.
Así es, Naperville Alive Center se complace en anunciar campamentos de verano para adolescentes. Todos los campamentos están abiertos para adolescentes del área y solo cuestan $25 con la opción de becas. Además, puedes dejar a tu hijo adolescente en el centro sin ningún costo en los horarios de 1 a 6 de la tarde, de lunes a viernes. Puede recibir actualizaciones del centro por correo electrónico o envía un mensaje de texto escribiendo I-A-M alive, like I am alive, como diciendo estoy vivo en español, al 833-308-0860 para comenzar a recibir mensajes. Saludos a nuestros queridos amigos de la Live Teen Center, tanto de Naperville como Aurora.
That's right. We are alive. We are alive.
We
And
are
all
alive.
of you guys are alive. To hit the clap for the alive people in the center. Anna's Custom Treats also is down with alive as well. Check out Anna's Custom Treats. She makes great custom treats and you can eat them. She's got like the strawberry tower thing with chocolate. I saw it on the Instagram. It's looking real good. And then she's got the berries de flor. So check out the berries de flor. It's a big, the whole strawberry just dipped, right? And you got coconut or whatever you want on top of that. It's real good gift. Hit the 6-pack. It's like $17.99. It's worth it. It's worth every penny. Hit the 6-pack. It's good. All right. So let's move on with more Marquez Tax Services. For our listeners, what's the cost? You have packages? What's the
It just depends.
Okay.
It just depends on what type of tax return you have. The registration, it also depends if you're a sole proprietorship, if you're a corporation, if we include bylaws, if we include stock certificates. There's just different prices.
bylaws? Bylaws aren't included? Doesn't that sound, hold on, what?
Bylaws. Yeah, they're called corporate bylaws.
Ah, okay.
Corporate bylaws. Yeah, usually they are included. They are included. Sometimes people say, oh, you know what? I don't think I'll need them right now, so we'll hold off on them.
We'll hold off on the law. I like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. You shouldn't like that
You
either. But
should,
just do it
yeah.
right with Marquez Tax Services.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
right.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
With the gig economy kind of sort of spiking up, have you been getting a lot of people coming in with like the self-employment
Yes.
like income from like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Lyft, stuff like that?
Lots of that. And we actually have a list that we've already pre-made for people who do these types of subcontracting.
Yeah.
And it has just like general deductions, because a lot of people come in and say, well, I don't know, what can I deduct, you know? A lot of people Google certain things, and Google is usually right, but sometimes there are some items that are like, you know, I don't think this will fly, or I don't think that this is actually deductible.
Right.
So we do have a list. We have a list of items that you can deduct on your tax return when you are self-employed. A lot of people come in for the list, and we're more than happy to give it to them.
Oye, y se desplomó demasiado ese tipo de trabajos ahora por el
Mucho,
COVID, ¿no?
mucho.
Uber Eats, vendiendo cosas online, and
Sí.
delivery,
Sí.
todo eso, right?
Sí,
Todo ese
sí,
tipo de
estoy-
trabajos fue un pique.
Sí, yo me he emocionado mucho de ver a veces que vienen, is housewife a correct term? Housewife? You know, so somebody who stays home with their kid.
Homemaker.
Homemaker, okay, a
Uh-huh.
homemaker.
Yeah.
And they'll come in and they'll say, oh, you know, just to get a little extra money, I started doing this and this,
Yeah.
but I think I got to report my taxes because I made a lot of money off of it. You know,
Sí, sí,
les
sí.
ha ido muy bien.
Exacto.
Y I'm like, yay, you know, me
Sí.
emociono.
Y sabes
Pues,
que se ha despertado demasiado el espíritu emprendedor.
Sí.
De que ya no estoy trabajando, now what I can do.
Sí.
And like, I know I can do strawberries with
Sí.
chocolate.
Or I can,
Yeah,
I
and
can
make
do
a
this.
business.
You know, I can do
Strawberries and chocolate. Get your taxes right. See.
Yeah, so la gente ha empezado, dice, es que yo sé hacer pulseritas, esto voy a ver si las puedo vender online. Entonces Facebook, otros medios también ha facilitado mucho eso.
Por supuesto, ya las redes sociales y el internet han ayudado bastante.
Bastante.
Yes, that's great.
All right. So another quick news item for people. Let's do the job fair, the community job fair, because people need jobs. We're on the subject of making money and all that kind of stuff. So orderly, let's get the trabajando, right? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay. Excuse me. The community job fair, Wednesday, July 7th at the Prisco Center, 150 West Illinois Avenue. It'll be from 3 to 6 p.m. It's hosted by State Representative Barbara Hernandez. Individuals seeking employment are invited to learn more about job opportunities at approximately 15 businesses local to Aurora. That's awesome. On-site interviews will be available and resumes are recommended. Don't just come there with your, don't bring your resume. Yeah. Cover letter, all of that. Let's step it up. Shouts out to the Office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez, and if you or anyone you know is in need of work, this event is free.
Habrá una feria de trabajo comunitario el miércoles 7 de julio en el Prisco Center, ubicado en el 150 West Illinois Avenue, y será de 3 a 6 de la tarde, organizado por la representante estatal Bárbara Hernández, y las personas que buscan empleo están invitadas a aprender más sobre las oportunidades laborales en aproximadamente 15 negocios locales de Aurora. Las entrevistas en el sitio estarán disponibles y se recomienda traer su currículum o resumen. Saludos a la oficina de la representante estatal Hernández, y si usted o alguien que conoce necesita trabajo, atienda este evento o pase la voz.
That's right. That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Elizabeth Márquez of Marquez Tax Services in Aurora. Hey, if you are just tuning in, you are listening to and watching Buenos Dias, Aurora, the second largest city's first bilingual news podcast. All right, so that's a little bit of news for people. Let's talk more about Marquez Tax Services. Now, did you before COVID, did you ever have floats and parades?
No.
Okay, because years ago, I was like, I saw a float in the Fiestas Patrias parade, but it wasn't y'all, because sometimes you see the businesses have floats.
No, I don't recall. We've been at other events within the community, and I don't recall ever doing a float.
Okay. Yeah. What other events and things like that, or like dinners and parts of chambers, chamber events? Yeah,
before COVID, I believe it was Fiestas Patrias. We used to be there every year. Every year, that was one of our big events that we were at. There was one year.
The Three Kings,
La Quinta de los Reyes, they have the Three Kings celebration, la celebración de los Reyes Magos, and cada año estamos ahí.
Giving gifts, a lot of bicycles and presents para los niños.
Yeah, ¿no? La Quinta de los Reyes, with the supporters, they give tons of gifts out. This year it was really cold. They actually did it this year. It was really cold, but it was a really nice event.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Three Kings celebration is?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I am familiar with it. We reported on, interestingly enough, last year, Good Morning Aurora, it's one of our top stories.
Okay.
This was way back. Interestingly, they said, so we got an email about it and then wrote it up, and really good. Well shared. People liked it.
Yeah.
That was at La Quinta, right?
At La Quinta.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we're invited to other events, certain expos, different expos within the city, or sometimes wherever that we're invited to. We usually try to go, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. All right. Next question. What is, in your opinion, what is the current state of business strength and businesses within the Latino community?
I think COVID has really given our community a push. I think it has really brought us to a point where we can say, si se puede, si podemos, you know. Yeah. I think a lot of people at times are limited or feel they're limited because of maybe their immigration status. But I think COVID has, just people reaching out and getting you information has really, they've really understood, you know, I'm here in this country, so I could do certain things. Yes. And I think that's been one of the biggest things. I think COVID really has pushed the Latino community to really step out of their comfort zone and do something extra.
Y creer en ellos mismos también, ¿no? Y también el entrar a lo que es el internet. Hay nuestras comunidades que son primeras generaciones que llegaron de México y están acá y tenían un poco de temor a la tecnología. Ahora es tienes que estar en Zoom y no sé, aprenderlo y no sé cómo la vas a hacer, pero tienes que estar ahí. Y la gente ha aprendido.
Y fue necesario, porque había personas que no sabían esto, Zoom, ¿qué es eso? ¿Cómo le hago? Es una aplicación, la bajamos, o sus hijos, bájame la aplicación, es que necesito estar en esta reunión o tal reunión y solamente es por Zoom, entonces quiero hacerlo.
Y hubo una escasez incluso en computadoras, en tecnología, porque mucha gente obtuvo una computadora, una laptop por la primera vez en su casa. Entonces eso fue grandioso, ese brinco y ese push que nuestra comunidad dio, realmente es muy positivo y muy beneficioso para todos, sobre todo los que están aquí en este país queriendo buscar ese sueño, ¿no? Que llegaron aquí queriendo hacer algo más de lo que podían haber hecho en su país y están acá y es grandioso. Es muy bueno ver a nuestra comunidad crecer.
Sí.
All right, very good. That's what muy bueno means, just in case you guys needed a translation. We provide that for you too. All right, the time is 8:26 a.m. So before we get back to our discussion with Elizabeth Márquez, let's do some more news for people. Let's do that Fox Valley United Way walk. Take us in, and then I'll come after.
Ok. Nuestros amigos de Fox Valley United Way tendrán su primera caminata de Halloween Hustle 5K y de 1 milla también. Este es un evento de recaudación de fondos cuyas ganancias asegurarán el apoyo financiero para los niños de Fox Valley United Way. La cita será el 17 de octubre a las 9 de la mañana en Phillips Park. Y pues bueno, la razón por la cual estamos dando la noticia en este tiempo, que todavía está lejos de octubre, es porque hay patrocinios disponibles y es necesario registrarse. Estaremos compartiendo la información en nuestra página de Facebook para checar más detalles.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So, for those of you ready for my part, hey. All right, so our friends of the Fox Valley United Way are having their very first Halloween Hustle 5K and 1 mile fun walk. This is going to be a great fundraising event, the proceeds of which will ensure financial support for our children. The date will take place on October 17th at 9 a.m. at Phillips Park. Sponsorships are available and registration is required. There's a registration link which we have given you. I will make sure to post this again for you wonderful people today. And good morning to you, Dora Sanchez Soto. Hello there, Dora. How are you? Hit the clap for Dora. Hit the clap for her. Dora and McCarty Mills always tuning in, which we love very much. All right. So let's get back to before we deliver another SBDC message for these DC message for these people. So you are a parent and a businesswoman and everything. How do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
That is a good question, and I don't have an answer to that because I'm still working at that.
It's a challenge.
It is a challenge. Yeah. That was actually that's. I think that's the main goal every start of the year. I'm going to balance things differently. I'm going to do, things a little different so I can have more time to myself, more time at home.
Right.
And sometimes it doesn't work out the way I plan it. But that's always a work in progress. Right. I'm just trying to balance it all. I look back at how I did it when my children were small, and I don't know how I did it. I haven't. Yeah, there's employees at our office. Some of the moms, they're struggling, and sometimes people will come in late because I'm so sorry, it's because I had this, and I'm like, I totally understand.
Right.
I totally understand. I think that's a work in progress for myself. I think one of the biggest things that helps keep me centralized is my faith. I try to do a lot of things within the church I belong to, and I think that really helps me. And if I didn't have that, I think it would be more of a struggle than it really is.
Dora says lots of coffee. Amen to that, yes. Dora. If you're sipping, Dora, cheers to you, Dora. Here's the cheers. I'll take a sip with you. So, yeah. Dora, we sip together. All right. Noelia, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
Yo creo que depende bastante también de tu pareja, de verdad quién más tienes de soporte, tu familia y cómo una de las cosas no solamente relevante en los negocios, sino también en la familia es mantener organizadas tus cosas, tus prioridades, ¿verdad? Escribirlas. Yo he estado muy acostumbrada a que a mis hijas les dejo una lista de cosas por hacer. Y así como la tengo yo por mi propia organización, my list of things to do and my priorities, eso es lo que también le trato de poner a mis hijas. Entonces así es como yo estoy tranquila, ¿verdad? Estoy acá, pero ya sé que dejé la lista pendiente allá. Sí. Entonces eso me ha ayudado a mí bastante, el dejarle un action plan. Sí, eso definitivamente a mí me ayuda. Y mi esposo también, ¿no? Sí. Mi mamá ahorita está conmigo y eso, it's a great help. Nice. Sí, llegar a casa y que esté una sopita calentita es grandioso.
Anna tells us yes, so she concurs with what you ladies were saying. Having a healthy work-life balance is important. You know, I don't know what the work, you know, everybody has different jobs and had different jobs before COVID, but if you're listening to this, no matter if you're in the Latino community or whatever community, like, you can't be killing yourself over some job that'll replace you in 24 hours. So, you know, just having that good balance, you know what I'm saying? Having that balance kind of helps to go a very long way. A couple of my friends who are in the Latino community have reported to me personally, I know their lives, you know, they were kind of working themselves to the bone, and being remote has kind of helped a little bit more. So shouts out to everybody who's working more effectively and more positive these days.
Y sabes que eso es una de las cosas que yo aplaudo bastante a los emprendedores cuando quieren iniciar su propio negocio, porque es más tiempo para ti. Sí. Lo es. A pesar de que un trabajo cuando lo inicias requiere mucho tiempo, una vez que encuentras ese balance, tú sabes que tú tienes el control, de que si tú quieres crecer en tu propio negocio, vas a coordinarte de tal manera que, oye, ¿sabes que tengo una emergencia? Te vas. Tienes esa libertad, independientemente que tienes muchas horas de trabajo que tienes que meter allí, eres libre. ¿Sí? Como dice Curtis, cuando estás atado a un trabajo, es, I have to work, I have to go out. Pero haciendo tu propio negocio es diferente. Así que yo siempre estoy motivando a la gente a que realmente tenga su propio negocio y tenga esa libertad.
Sí.
That's right. Sí.
Sí.
Okay. So now, did you know, and I want to get your opinion, so that bike path is open and went across the bridge.
Yes, I saw.
Have you been on that yet?
I have not yet.
What the heck is going on? Don't you support our town and the bridges? How you say bridge in Spanish?
Puente.
Don't you support our puente?
I'm actually very close to it. I seen it open. But we haven't actually been on it.
Damn.
I was at the opening. It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. Did it rain like 10 minutes later?
Yeah, it was hot. The sun out there. So crazy. Yeah, sí. Pero estuvo muy bonito, ya. Mucha gente, no había muchísima gente, pero por lo caliente que estaba, it was enough.
All right, now let's talk the important stuff. Let's talk about food. All right, so where do you, you're a homebody.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's probably some restaurants in town that you like and support, so we'll find out what those are. But what do you make at home? What's a good thing for, bring it in for our listeners out there who are starving and only drinking coffee and Honest Kids juice boxes?
What do I make at home? We make lots of stuff at home. Not every night, but we do cook on occasion. I think right now, grilling. We do all sorts of things outside. We love to be outside. We do a lot of stuff on the grill. One of my kids' favorite foods, one of them, he loves enchiladas. My family's from Durango, so son de Durango, México. Hacemos mucho asado. Asado, arroz. Esto es una de las cosas favoritas que les gusta a mis hijos comer. One of them, his favorite is chicken Alfredo, so we make that a lot too at home.
Alfredo.
That's easy too.
Yeah, it's easy. It's not hard, does it? Whenever he says, I want chicken Alfredo, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that. I can manage that.
I don't like Alfredo sauce,
okay,
but I can eat chicken. Like chicken or shrimp Alfredo is the only Alfredo I can eat, because the sauce, I'm not really it's been getting a little bit much, but yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we make. Yeah, some things that are quick because we both work, both me and my husband work. So sometimes things that are quick.
All right. Now, what restaurants in town do you like, and would you like to let people know about? Is there anything that you dig?
I do. I live very close to Spartan House. We go there quite often.
Okay.
And I think everything I've had from there has been excellent, to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever had something where I've been like, oh, I don't think I'll have this again. Spartan House,
okay.
I like that place. We actually feel real at home when we go there because we go often. La Quinta de los Reyes, I do like going there. And we have margaritas when we go there. They're really good. What other place? We go to Tecalitlan often as well.
Okay.
They're actually downtown. And there are a couple of other local places, but I think those are probably the three major ones that we probably go to.
All right. Interesting. All right, so those of you just tuning in, the time is now 8:36 a.m., and you are listening to and watching Buenos Dias, Aurora, the second largest city's first bilingual news podcast. Yes, Tracy Duran. Good morning to all of you guys out there. Man, you're just tuning in. Look at you guys, all up and early in the morning. Gosh, I love to see it. I love to see it very much. Okay, so let's tell them about Kane County Triad. Well, let's let them know about that for our seniors. Senores. Oh, no, that's women, right?
Personas adultas.
How do you say seniors in Spanish?
De la tercera edad.
Yes.
Okay.
Es más entendible así.
Sí.
All right,
Seniors.
all right.
Adultos mayores.
Mayores.
Adultos
Yeah,
mayores.
I think
Adultos mayores.
Yeah, I think when we refer to
Sí.
senior citizens, we usually say personas de la tercera edad.
Personas de la tercera edad o adultos mayores.
Sí.
Okay, interesting. All right, good to know. Kick us off, and then I'll take it up after.
Bueno, pues la triada del condado de Kane y varios de nuestros amigos y socios de la comunidad se reunirán para el picnic anual para personas mayores. Esto se llevará a cabo el martes 10 de agosto de 11:30 de la mañana a 1:30 p.m. en el Phillips Park, que está localizado en el 1000 Ray Moses Drive. El costo es de $3 y las personas mayores pueden registrarse en línea o en persona en cualquier centro comunitario de Fox Valley antes del 1 de agosto. Para registrarse en línea se usa el código que compartiremos en la página y también pueden registrarse por teléfono con Senior Service Associates llamando al 630-897-4035. Saludos a Fox Valley Park District, Aurora Township y otras organizaciones. Se publicará el folleto en la página de Facebook para más detalles.
That's right. Kane County Triad. And several of our other friends and community partners are coming together for the annual Triad Picnic for seniors. How cool is that? This will be taking place on Tuesday, August 10th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Phillips Park Pavilion, 1000 Ray Moses Drive. The cost is $3. Seniors can register online or in person at any Fox Valley Community Center by August 21st. To register online, use code 112007-01. That's 112007-01. You can also register by phone with Senior Services Associates Incorporated by calling 630-897-4035. That number again is 630-897-4035. Shouts out to the Fox Valley Park District, Aurora Township, and many others. Very cool. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. So good stuff for our seniors is taking place and good stuff in the community. All right. So we talked about what the impact that COVID had on the industry and work and everything like that. Let's talk about what we see for the future. Okay. So we see vaccine, the more people are getting vaccinated. What's your opinion on outlook? How do you feel?
Optimistic.
Okay.
Definitely optimistic. I think there's a lot of growth that's going to be taking place. Siento que nuestra comunidad está realmente aprendiendo cosas nuevas, dispuestos a aprender cosas nuevas. Creo que esta situación, como dije anteriormente, nos sacó de nuestro comfort zone. La gente está más dispuesta a aprender, a emprender algún negocio, a hacer algo diferente. Y creo que eso se va a prestar a crecimiento dentro de nuestra comunidad.
Definitivamente. Hablando con Harriet Parker, estábamos analizando entre el tipo de personas que ayudábamos en el SBDC, y casi podríamos irnos al 50-50, en el que 50% de los negocios ocupaban grants o loans, y el otro 50% eran emprendedores que querían iniciar su negocio.
Sí.
I was like, oh wow, a lot of startups that we had during COVID. So like 50% of the businesses that we helped was for grants and loans, and the other 50% of people who reach out to us was because they want to start a business.
Hit the clap for that. If you wanted to start a business and you reached out, that's for you. That is for you. Because that's what you should be doing. Right? We told you before, if you go to sleep 3 times and wake up thinking about something, you might want to try doing it.
Yeah.
Well, what do we know? We're just here to help give you guidance, 8 to 9 a.m. But anything we tell you about on this show, you should pretty much do it. Yeah. Right? You should vote. You should help out senior citizens. And you should do your corporate bylaws and taxes and all that. So this is definitely, how do you say advice in Spanish?
Consejo.
So, consejo bueno?
Consejo sabio.
Consejo sabio?
Sabio.
See? Good advice, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Consejo sabio. Let me write that down. All right, so the time is now 8:41 a.m. So let's give them some more news before we go, because the last word will be on and for you today.
Thank you.
Okay. We always do that for our guests on the show. All right, so let's tell them about tomorrow's next job offering with the Kane County Sheriff's Office. So our friends of the Kane County Sheriff's Office are hosting a 1-day forklift driver certification. It is tomorrow. The OSH currently provides forklift driver and OSHA 10 training at the Kane County Jail. Card certification is good for 3 years. And let me plant a flag in the conversation. You do not have to be a resident of the Kane County Jail, aka locked up, to take part in this. This is open to the public. But if you are locked up, you might as well. All right. There's a registration fee of $25, which covers lunch. The deadline for registration is already passed. That was on Monday. So there is one last final shot for you guys. We posted that link for you. Scroll down about 4 pages on our page and you will see it.
Pero también es posible que aún se puedan registrar. Nuestros amigos de la oficina del sheriff del condado de Kane están organizando una clase de certificación de conductor de montacargas de un solo día, que será el día de mañana. OSH actualmente brinda capacitación para conductores de montacargas y OSHA 10 en la cárcel del condado de Kane. No tienes que ser un preso para tomar esta clase, pero si eres un preso y nos estás escuchando, pues bueno, también la puedes tomar. La certificación de la tarjeta es válida por 3 años y se cobran $25 por la inscripción, que incluyen el almuerzo. La fecha límite para registrarse ya pasó, sin embargo, checa los detalles. Es posible que si aún conocen a alguien que quiera tomar esta certificación, aún pudiera registrarse.
That's right. That is right. Registrarse.
Registrarse.
Yeah. What Noelia said. Okay. And then last news item. So our state representatives, Stephanie Kifowit, Barbara Hernandez, and Keith Wheeler have partnered with the Kane Senior Council. We've been telling you guys about this for like a month now. And St. Athanasios Greek Orthodox Church, providing free frozen meals to seniors once a month from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Mondays. Now, the Monday just passed where folks were fed. That was the 21st. The next dates are as follows: July 12th, August 16th, and September 13th. St. Athanasios Greek Orthodox Church is located at 1855 5th Avenue in Aurora. Shouts out.
Así es, las representantes estatales Stephanie, Barbara y Keith se están asociando al The Kane Senior el 12 de julio, el 16 y el 13 de septiembre.
That's right. That is right. Hopefully you guys took part if you are a recipient or you can benefit from that. That's really good information. Keeping our most vulnerable populations fed is something that's greatly appreciated because, as we know, the pandemic has affected many people in regards to food. So shouts out to our state representatives, shouts out to the Kane Senior Council and Athanasios Greek Orthodox Church. All right. The time is now, what time is it now? 8:45 a.m. All right. So what's something that Aurora needs that it doesn't have?
Gosh, I've never thought about that. I've always, just coming from so close into the city where I grew up, I always thought there'd be more coffee shops. Yeah, for some reason, I just feel like I mean, there's more popping up now, but a couple of years ago, I was like, there isn't really a coffee shop out here. Yeah, I think that was one of the things that I had thought about at one occasion. I don't know if I can think it's missing anything. I've been very comfortable here. I love the city. Aurora. I love this city, and I like that depending on where you live, but we live really close to here, and we have everything at our fingertips. Everything is around us, and I love that. I love being so centralized.
Yeah, we've got, and I think it's growing. So to the coffee shop point, I'm interested to hear you say that because I've heard one of two answers, and I don't know which one has been more. Either we have too many or not enough. And when I hear people say that we have too many, it's like, well, we only have 3.
Yeah.
Really, you know what I'm saying? For those who think that we don't have enough, I've heard people ask, where would we put them all? You know, where would we put them? Because down River Street, there's the roastery now for Enviamos, so that's kind of the same.
Yeah.
But I would like to see maybe another. Some people want to bring Dunkin' Donuts to downtown. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm a Dunkin' person.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Dunkin'. Yeah. The cream and sugar, that's all you need right there. What?
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Next to your office would be perfect.
Yes,
Hell yeah. So it would be right down, I saw the plan, I saw the little markup. It was to be on Broadway, basically next door to the neighbor project where that bank is and all that. That was going to make that the drive-through and everything.
That would be awesome.
That would be.
Yeah, thumbs up for that.
Right downtown. Yes. But there's people who say that that'd be taken away from the little guy, the small startup, and the blah blah blah. Because Dunkin' Donuts is a big chain. That's big coffee they call it, right?
And we do have other Dunkins in our area. You just have to drive a little farther. There's one over on Galena. I think there's another one on New York Street. We're close to our other office.
Yeah, a little sketchy one right in the hood.
Close to our other office on New York Street.
Yeah.
But you know what? The businesses, let's say the coffee shops that we have right now, bueno, ellos, el ambiente cuando tú entras ahí es diferente.
It is.
Eso es lo unique, you know, que vas y es la experience.
Yes.
Y es lo que nosotros decimos siempre a los emprendedores. Cuando vas a iniciar un negocio, asegúrate que lo que estás ofreciendo sea una experiencia diferente a las demás.
Sí.
Porque Dunkin' Donuts hay everywhere y no son como que el más barato, el café más barato. Yeah. Está rico para algunos, para otros no, pero aún así no es como que la mejor opción. ¿Verdad? Sí. La experiencia que tienes en estas cafeterías como Treadwell, como en Dito, es que puede ser un lugar de trabajo, ¿verdad? Es la experiencia la que tú tienes del lugar.
Sí, definitivamente sí, es de gustos a gustos. So I think, I mean, what's our population here in Aurora?
It's like 200,000. I think a slight bit higher than 200,000. Yeah.
I think there's enough population for more coffee shops.
Right. Yep.
Yes.
So Dora says, "Viva Durango, yo también."
All
right, word up. And Anna says, "What about something utilizing the river?" That's a good. I like that, Anna. Thank you very much for that comment. Yeah. What about something utilizing the river? Something to think about. And then Dora also says, "Drive-in theaters, gift shops, bring Panera, Starbucks, and the Disney store.
To downtown. Oh,
You trying to change it to Wheaton out here. What? That would look good though, Dora. I actually like that because Panera is good. Panera got good sandwiches.
Love it too.
And then also, in that same vein, the city's doing this thing called procurement, right? It's this business procurement study where they're studying and identifying like how minority and women-owned businesses are making their way. So, this may not be a correct right and wrong answer, but in your opinion, do you see fairness when it comes to businesses? Have you noticed fairness and everything like that?
I'm an accountant, so when I was going to school, I think I was maybe there were 3 women in a room of maybe 32 students. And it's not that it's unfair, I just think, especially in our community, it's not easy. It's not easy. I think as a woman, we are expected to act a certain way, do certain things, have a certain role within the family. And when you're trying to start up a business, that's priority. Your family is always priority. Those demands are always priority. So sometimes you have to leave some things on the back burner until my kids get older, until this happens, until I don't see fairness in it. But that's just the way things are. I think things are changing a lot. I think we're having more opportunities. I think our male companions, I think, are more understanding to what we're going through now because of education. They're more educated. They're more aware of the demands that are on women. I think that's helping us a lot. But I do think it's hard. It's hard, and I don't know if fair is the right word, because we can all feel unfair about certain things. But in our community, it's definitely something that I think every woman at some point is like, God, why do I have to do that? Why am I expected to do that? And I think we take that very seriously. I think as women, because you want to be nurturing, you want to be loving, you want to be the mom your kids need, the wife your husband needs, and you do put a lot of stuff on the back burner until you feel the time is right.
Sure, yeah.
Algo que quisiera compartir es desde el punto de vista que cuando quieres iniciar un negocio, ¿no? Y ver en las minorías, ¿no? Cuando vas a la ciudad de Aurora y no encuentras personas bilingües, sientes una gran barrera y un bloqueo, no solamente en el crecimiento del negocio, sino mental. Porque dices, yo he estado investigando para mis clientes, ¿a quién le llamas para planeación? ¿A quién le llamas para zoning? ¿A quién y es solamente hay gente que habla inglés.
Sí.
Entonces, cuando las personas hispanas que no hablan inglés quieren iniciar un negocio, muchas veces erróneamente se piensan que hay discriminación en ese aspecto.
No me quieren ayudar.
Exacto. It's too hard to open a business in Aurora because they don't have bilingual stuff. It's sometimes what they think.
Es curioso que usted dice eso, porque justo la semana pasada tuve un cliente que vino a la oficina y me dice, hay un edificio, pero ¿cómo sé si la ciudad de Aurora me deja poner un negocio? Le dije, vaya y pregunte. Dice, no, es que ahí no hay quien ayude. Le digo, no, sí hay. Y ahora que usted lo dice, esto a mí no se me dificulta, porque sí sé el idioma, y esa persona no sabe el idioma al 100%, y tal vez por eso estaba él batallando. O sea, él me dijo, es que es una batalla. I'm telling her that it's it's funny she says that right now, because last week I had a client that came in and said, I want to open this type of business and I know the location, but how do I know the city's going to allow me to put it there? I said, well, just go to the city and ask. And he's like, no, it's really hard to go there. There's no one that can help you. I said, no, there's got to be someone that can help you. That's what Spanish, they do. Yeah. So he was referring to, there's no one that can help me in Spanish. There's no one that can understand me. His English English wasn't the greatest. But I now that she mentions that, I can see where that frustration comes in. I don't know what, if they do have people that speak it or not, but I have, a lot of my clients have told me it's really hard. I've had people say, well, can you do it for me? And there's certain things you can't do for people.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we do offer a lot of those services. We sometimes people who are seniors and don't speak English will come in with letters and they'll say, can you read this for me? I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
So we offer those types of services. We do translations. We're notary public, so we do a lot of different services within our office. But that's one of the things I think that is, if that is the case, it is difficult because there are going to be people who are first generation in the United States who don't dominate the English language 100%.
Yeah, I meet a lot of them. And I try to pass them off to my colleagues who know Spanish too. But they suffer from sometimes a lack of basic stuff, some technological stuff, but the language barrier is like the icing on the cake of the problem, right? Like he doesn't know how to make it a PDF. He doesn't know how to convert the document. That's number one. Number two is that he doesn't even know what language this is in on this government website or whatever, upload your documents. So yeah, it is a problem. And Dora says, as a new Latina businesswoman, we need change because it needs to be easier. I almost said eatier. That's how you know I'm hungry. Man, Rockin' Taco, y'all gonna be there at McCarty Mills, Eudora, with the pizza and the brunch and all that, yeah. All right, but she says, it's not that it's bilingual. City of Aurora needs to help Spanish-speaking employees help the community. Very interesting, because, sometimes...
Who do we need to talk to?
Right.
Who?
Right.
Yeah, who's the right person
Who's
to
the
talk
right
to?
person?
Dora, who should we have on the show to come explain what's up? Let us know in the comments. You can hit us up. The email. All the stuff. So yeah, that's interesting to know that. Man.
Yes.
Because we need people to get the access to information, understand it. That is key to moving the ball forward.
Yes.
All right. So for those of you guys, it is 8:57 a.m. Now, the mayor and human resources, awesome. That's 8:57 a.m. So we want to let you guys know that it's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Be positive, be helpful, all that good stuff. Hit the like and subscribe button, and anything that we share, please continue to share it as well, because it's to help all of our respective communities here in the city. Noelia,
Yes.
what do people need to be thinking about today?
Bueno, mi mensaje del día de hoy es: crea un plan de acción. Haz tus prioridades, pon tus priorities y crea un plan de acción para tu día, para tu vida, para tu negocio, y las cosas te van a salir mucho mejor.
Sí.
All right.
De acuerdo.
That's right. And Elizabeth, what do people need to know about today?
That today's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. I think everyone faces different challenges. We're all trying. Everyone's family dynamic is different, and sometimes we try to meet, I think, expectations, or we try to how do you say it in keep up with the Joneses? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and that's exhausting. That's exhausting. I think we all need to just be in a place of comfort where we know, everything is going to be okay. No matter what we're going through, eventually things will see themselves through, and we will be okay.
Absolutely.
Anna likes that message. Shouts out. Let me hit that with the heart button. Yeah. That's just not a like. That's awesome. All right. I concur with what our guests said and our co-host Noelia here. I think that just be helpful and do you. Don't try to keep up with the Joes. Stay in your own lane. Just look. They bought a pool, now you trying to get a pool. Can you afford a pool? So, let's calm it down. Just be cool. Just be cool. Enjoy what you have.
Yes.
Enjoy what you have and try to just live a, robust, full life. That's what I would say today.
Whatever that means for each one of us.
Exactly.
Because it's different.
Right, exactly. Some people could be having more fun and living better if they weren't trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Right. Just because they play basketball, you're short, you can't play. So, just try water polo or something like that. Learn what your strengths are. That's it. Okay, all of you great people, go to the community pool. Yeah, that's right. Go to the community pool. All of you great people, have a wonderful, blessed, strong, positive day. Take care of yourself and each other.